The last topic in Section 6B is network security. This may be the most important to your scientific workflow, and unfortunately, in some regards, it may be the one you have the least control over, as your institution or organization may have policies in place for this. But it's important to know what's happening. So, just as important as sharing that data, we need to make sure we secure that data. If we're able to move files to your collaborator's available to take files from your institution, we have to understand that some of those same tools could be used either accidentally or maliciously to steal data or inject bad data into someone else's organization. Further, if we have remote login to clusters or to equipment, in particular administrative privileges, that also allows the opportunity to cause damage to that IT infrastructure. So the network often has a certain amount of security or firewalls placed that can block traffic, completely shut it down. They can shape traffic such that we can prioritize a particular user or a particular identifying characteristic of data flow and make that faster or slower. We can actually throttle it. Now, this is often done either in a traditional firewall or more advanced appliances such as an IPS or an IDS that allow intrusion prevention. So that will allow, based on a particular IP address or port or a particular type of package, that we shut that down, that we only allow it through with particular restrictions. And then intrusion detection, which is more along the monitoring, that can identify where packets are flowing, where they're coming from, how they're behaving, and actually look into some of the packets themselves and look for abnormalities. It's also important to understand that this can happen at multiple layers. It can be in the IP routing layer. It could be done in terms of protocols, blocking TCP or UDP. We also talked a little bit about applications behavior, and those may speak over a particular port. So port 22 or 80 or 8080, which may be relative to a particular HTTP protocol, or maybe for secure copy or applications that may not allow things to speak or move over other ports, or your institution may block specific ports. So make sure you understand what your applications need in that regard. And it's also to understand it may not specifically be you, it may be a hop somewhere in that path. So your IP address may be clear, but some firewalls will recognize along an entire path, they've done a trace of that route, and they say this particular data segment stopped or touched an institution or a switch that we don't trust or that we have blocked. So it may not just be the last hop that was the most important. It may have been anywhere along the path.